Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. It's Thursday, December 31st, coming to you live from our studio in Seoul. I'm Kim Mo-kyun. Before we get started, these are the stories we're following at the top of the hour. South Korea reported 967 new COVID-19 cases Wednesday as infections in a detention center in Seoul continue to surge. Authorities plan to announce additional measures to curb the spread in detention centers in the next few minutes. The vaccine jointly developed by UK pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca and Oxford University has been approved for use in Britain, making the country the first to do so. Argentina and other countries are also following suit. And the European Union and China on Wednesday inked a major investment deal that will grant greater access for European companies to the Chinese market. Our top story today, South Korea reported 967 new COVID-19 cases Thursday, with numbers still lingering around the 1,000 mark. This comes as cluster infections continue, including some 800 cases at a detention center in Seoul. Seoul's Justice Ministry will hold a briefing in the next couple of minutes to give the latest updates on the breakout, including the initial cause, number of confirmed patients, and countermeasures to tame the surge. The ministry decided on Wednesday to conduct a fourth round of testing at the center on some 1,830 people. The vaccine jointly developed by UK pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca and Oxford University has been approved for use in Britain, with the first doses expected to be administered next Monday. Following the news, other countries are looking to approve its use as well. Our Lee Seung-jae reports.
After becoming the first country in the world to approve the use of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, the UK has become the first country to approve the use of AstraZeneca's vaccine. The UK's Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency has authorized 2 full doses of the vaccine, with the second dose to be administered 4 to 12 weeks after the first. 530,000 doses will be available in the UK from next Monday, and priority will be given to care home residents, those over 80 years old, and health and care workers. Argentina on Wednesday also approved the AstraZeneca vaccine. Argentina struck a deal with the UK drug maker in November to receive 22 million doses. Germany's top vaccines official expects the European Union to give rapid approval to AstraZeneca's vaccine. While no formal application has been received by the European Medicines Agency, it is expected to be filed soon. Berlin's support for the UK vaccine comes as EU member countries seek to fill supply chains for vaccination campaigns that began last weekend using Pfizer's vaccine. While Germany has so far administered 78,000 shots, there have been reports of setbacks, with some vaccination centers shutting down temporarily due to the lack of supplies. AstraZeneca's vaccine, which was collaborated on with Oxford University, is reported to be up to 80% effective when given 3 months apart. The vaccine is also easier to store at regular refrigerator temperature and more affordable than other options. South Korea has a deal in place with the UK drug maker to receive enough vaccines for 10 million people. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
A nurse in the U.S. has tested positive for COVID-19 despite getting his first vaccine shot. According to ABC News affiliate KGTV on Wednesday, a 45-year-old male nurse in San Diego was confirmed to have the virus 8 days after receiving the first Pfizer vaccine on December 18th. The only side effect he experienced was arm soreness. 6 days later, the nurse had muscle pain, chills, and fatigue. However, health experts note that such a scenario is not unexpected, saying he could have already contracted the virus before getting inoculated. COVID-19 variants first identified in the UK and South Africa are now being found across the globe. Nearly 30 countries have reported cases of the new, more transmissible strains. Our Choi Min-jung reports.
New strains of COVID-19, which scientists believe to be up to 70% more infectious, are spreading widely across the continents. According to CNN, at least 26 countries have reported cases of recently discovered COVID-19 variants as of Tuesday. This comes 3 months after the UK reported the very first case of the mutation in September. The majority of cases of the new strain have been detected across the European continent. According to the European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control on Wednesday, the UK reported over 3,000 cases of the newly discovered variant. The health agency also said dozens of European countries, including Switzerland, France, Denmark, and Germany, have detected the UK-linked mutation. Meanwhile, the first case of the mutated virus in the US was discovered in Colorado on Tuesday. Unlike most of the cases which involve recent visits to the UK, this patient appears to have no travel history. In addition to the first confirmed case, the county's health officials suspect another man to have become infected with the variant, though it has not yet been confirmed. Over in Asia Pacific, countries including South Korea, Taiwan, Australia, India, and Singapore have reported cases of the UK virus strain. Most of the patients were people who arrived back from the UK. Separate to the UK variant, a new strain circulating in South Africa has been found in Japan, Switzerland, and Finland. And according to Nigerian health authorities, a further mutation, different from those discovered in the UK and South Africa, was detected there as well. With more and more countries reporting cases of the highly infectious virus strains, governments around the world are imposing stricter restrictions on flight travel, as well as stronger measures for testing and quarantine upon arrival. Choi Min-jung, Arirang News.
South Korea's consumer prices rose by less than 1% in December for the second year in a row. According to Statistics Korea on Thursday, December's consumer price index stood at 105.42, up 0.5% compared to a year earlier. This low inflation rate was mostly caused by social distancing measures hitting services, including leisure and dining out. Prices of services dropped by 0.3% on year. Personal services, which include dining out and travel, recorded an 8-year low. China has reached an investment deal with this 27-member European Union that will open new market opportunities for businesses of both sides. Our Kim Hyo-sun has the details.
The European Union and China on Wednesday inked a major investment deal following 7 years of negotiations. The agreement in particular will grant greater access for European companies to the Chinese market, but it has the potential of further souring Beijing's ties with Washington. European companies will be given additional access to many of China's industries, including the electric car and hybrid vehicle sectors, as well as private hospitals, telecoms, and cloud services. Speaking during a video conference with European leaders, Chinese President Xi Jinping said the deal showcases Beijing's determination and confidence in opening up its market. He added that the agreement will offer a better business environment and wider markets for investors from both sides. For the agreement to enter into force, it needs to be ratified by the European Parliament, but the issue of China's human rights could be a sticking point. Following the conclusion of the deal, the White House openly criticized China for its response to COVID-19. Taking to Twitter on Wednesday, the National Security Council criticized China for hindering a transparent investigation into the origin of the virus. Kim Hyo-sun, Arirang News.
The UK is set to officially leave the EU single market and customs union on Thursday night when the Brexit transition period comes to an end. This comes 4 years after the country decided to leave the bloc and follows months of extensive trade talks. Our Lee Kyung-eun tells us more.
A new chapter lies ahead for Britain as it is set to officially terminate its nearly 50-year membership of the European Union on New Year's Day. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has signed the post-Brexit agreement with the EU. His signature came after the EU leaders signed, with the document having been flown from Brussels to London on Wednesday.
Here it is, folks, this is it. I know the question you will all be asking yourselves is have I read it? The answer is yes, and it's an excellent deal for this country, but also for our friends and partners.
Earlier in the day, the UK Parliament's lower house overwhelmingly approved legislation for the trade deal reached on Christmas Eve.
The ayes to the right, 521. The noes to the left, 73. The ayes have it, unlock.
With that, the Brexit transition period is set to end at 11 p.m. local time on Thursday. It will mark a significant milestone 4 years after Britain voted to divorce from the EU and following months of intensive talks. With approval from the House of Lords and royal assent, the bill will finally become law on January 1st. The new agreement sets out a wide range of policies on trade and cooperation between Britain and the EU. They include maintaining Britain's zero tariff and zero quota access to the world's largest trading bloc. But it brings back hard frontiers with the introduction of new customs checks and paperwork under a new red tape system. Many experts are worried about immediate disruptions to travel, medical services, as well as trade before the country settles down with the new rules. Lee Young-eun, Arirang News.
New Year celebrations are no exception to social distancing rules against COVID-19 here in South Korea, as the public will have to enjoy the upcoming celebrations remotely. The Seoul Metropolitan Government says the ringing of the Bosinggak bell in central Seoul will go online, canceling an in-person event for the first time in 67 years. The virtual reality version of the ceremony will be available on the city's government official website. Major year-end holiday tourist destinations have also been shut down, with events for viewing the New Year's first sunrise replaced with live streaming services. The COVID-19 pandemic has negatively affected many aspects of our daily life. Year-end gatherings are no exceptions, especially amid this sharp uptick in cases that we're enduring in South Korea. As a result, this year, people are staying home and some are even sending season's greetings online. Min Soo-kyun with more.
The holiday season is looking quite different this year as the coronavirus continues to flare across the country. And like many others, a family here is sending their season's greetings online. Almost all year-end gatherings have now been replaced with virtual FaceTime talks. Many South Koreans are spending time with just their immediate family, avoiding to hold big events where people usually get together for dinner or drinks. This comes with new antivirus measures already in place, which include banning in-person gatherings of 5 or more until January 3rd.
Last year, I had a lot of dinner appointments with colleagues and a couple of year-end parties with friends. But this year, none of this is happening. People just send messages, call, or video call instead.
But the pandemic hasn't stopped people from getting into the holiday spirit. Kim's family didn't miss stringing up lights on their Christmas tree, and so have others. According to South Korean retailers, sales of holiday ornaments rose in the past few weeks. From November to December, sales of Christmas trees jumped more than 100% compared to the same period last year. Demand for table decorations, such as candle holders and wine accessories, have also been equally high as more people treat themselves to a nice meal at home. Like many others who miss spending time with relatives, this little boy hopes to get together with his cousins again.
I'm sad I couldn't meet my cousins. Once the coronavirus pandemic ends, I want to travel with them and go swimming.
Min Soo-kyun, Arirang News.
Good morning. The last day of 2020 started off with icy cold temperatures. Freezing air continues to blow across the central parts of the country with cold wave alerts. Meanwhile, there is heavy snow in Jeju, Chungcheong, Namdo, and Jeollado provinces with heavy snow warnings being in place. Since yesterday, Ulleungdo Island saw more than 30 centimeters of snowfall, as did Jeongnam City in Jeollabuk-do province, and please do expect more snow into Friday. Mountainous regions of Jeju as well as Ulleungdo and Dokdo could see more than 20 centimeters. Jeollado provinces will see more than 15 centimeters of heavy snowfall into tomorrow, while the capital region could see light flurries during the day today. Highs, though, will reach higher than yesterday, going into positive territory in the southern parts of the country this afternoon. The severe cold snap is set to continue through the New Year holiday weekend, so please stay warm. That's Korea for you, and here's a look at the weather conditions around the world.
That's a wrap for us at the hour on Arirang News. We'll be back with more of the day's headlines at noon Korea time, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
The heightened social distancing rules are changing the